Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome, and this is Rogue. This is my second time filming this. I wasn't really happy with the first one, and I thought, I'm going to do it again. Wait. I was a little too close to the camera. Anyway, yeah, it's been a day. Things going on, stuff to do. It is, I think it's not higher than 55 today here. So for here, that's really low for mid-February. Yesterday, it was closer to 80, high 70s. It's raining. So unusual weather for sure. But at least the weather held out for all the activities that were in Phoenix this year. My hair is driving me bananas, and I'm like getting distracted by it. In Phoenix this past weekend was a concert. I think Taylor Swift. I'm not sure. A big name, and a huge golf tournament, and a Super Bowl. Now the golf tournament was in Scottsdale, which the greater Phoenix area is a whole bunch of little towns. And Scottsdale, which many people have heard of, is one of the more eastern parts of the greater Phoenix area and kind of north. And the Super Bowl was held in Glendale, which is on the very western part of the greater Phoenix area, also north. But all the Super Bowl activities were taking place in Phoenix, downtown Phoenix. Well, around Phoenix, but mostly downtown. And so, yeah, all the traffic of people driving back and forth and all that, I am so glad that I didn't have to get into any of that. I have an appointment downtown Phoenix a week from today. Today is February 13th, I believe. And this isn't a weather channel. It's a Flosstube. I can't remember which Flosstube it is, but I am going to talk mostly about cross stitch and also tiny bit about knitting and quilting. But it's been kind of an interesting weekend here in Phoenix. Lots of stuff going on, but nothing that I really wanted to pay attention to. But everybody seemed, I don't know, happy and excited that you would speak to during the week. Because there was a lot of stuff to do and to watch on TV and to see happening, and just all kinds of extra activities, and it's kind of fun when you have stuff like that going on in your hometown. Well, this isn't my hometown, but where I live. So I'm going to do all the cross stitch stuff first. Now I don't have a lot of stuff to do. As you know, I've not been feeling well, and I'm finding difficulty stitching because my eyes are blurry, and so I'm trying, but I just get kind of frustrated with everything pretty quickly, and I'm also very sleepy all the time. And I'm hoping that if I get more used to this drug that's making me sleepy and my eyes do weird things, that perhaps it won't be as bad. I don't know. I may have to break down and talk to my ophthalmologist and say, is it really this drug, or are my eyes getting worse? But let's jump right in, shall we? Now, I have not done a lot of out and about stitching. haven't had occasion to until recently. And I keep this one in my out and about bag. This is Dirty Annie's Winter Reindeer, and I'm doing this on fabric flare in blue, and this is 16 count fabric. And I found out the last time I took it out for an appointment this past week that something was wrong in here. And I think I can fix it by just taking out the white and just working on this. I discovered it as I was about to make the legs. And I would have just left it because it looked fine. But since I had to make a mirror deer over here, I wanted to make sure that they were going to be the same. So I decided to just go ahead and fix it. So that's what this is. So I spent a lot of time working on it, but I have unprogress instead of progress. But there are some appointments coming up soon that I have to take Beth to, so that should come out again in the near future. And speaking of weather, I've been, oops, that's upside down. Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. The 2023 temperature cell, designed by Kristin Ashley. And I just love the way this is designed. I don't know that I'm ever going to do another one because, a lot of people think that here in Phoenix, it's just hot all the time. No desert climate is hot all the time. There are some that are worse than Phoenix, but most deserts get much colder in the afternoon or evening. Now Phoenix, because of the large amount of landscaping and stuff like that, it doesn't get as cold in the city as it does on the outskirts of the city. Because there's more moisture in the air from watering and stuff, and we do try to discourage a lot of that. But the past week, yesterday it was high 70s, but it was still very crisp in the morning, where you needed a sweater or something. The afternoon, it was just absolutely beautiful. And today, no, not so much. This is where I am. Now, as I've mentioned, January went this way and February is going this way. So you can see we've had some pretty warm weather here. And then, today we're going to drop back into one of these bluer colors. But I'm really liking this. I like the way it looks. I like that a lot of them I've seen, I've wanted to do it, but a lot of, like the bookcase one, where, before you can get going on it or whatever, you have to stitch the shelf. And then, of course, each shelf has a little icon or something on it. And while I think they're cute, I just love this. And if I were a better counter, I would just go down to the bottom and, work on some of those flowers right away. But I would end up taking everything out, so there's no point. But I work on this on every Friday, so I just can't wait to see what the temperatures have been these past couple of days and what colors are going to show up here. We're supposed to have this cold, rainy weather for a couple of days, but we'll see. And then for WhipGo, I've been working on Rabbits, Carrots, and Eggs by Stitchy Princess. And here is the picture. And I didn't bother trying to print it out again. Yeah. The printer often says it's in use by somebody else, but it's not. So, you know, I know how to go through it and get it to stop saying that, but it takes time, and I, you know, just didn't feel like doing it. So this is where I am. And these eggs are supposed to be a white outline with this pattern in them in white. But I changed the color, and I don't know the color of this fabric. Here it looks a little on the bluish side, I mean grayish side, but it's blue. It's a I think it's a 14 count Ada, and it's you know, it's white on one side and blue on the other. So let's see if that shows up more blue now. No, it still looks gray, but in person it's blue. And I thought I'd made a counting mistake. So I have two more colored eggs, and then, you know, the bunnies and stuff. And I think there's two more eggs down in here somewhere. But I'm really liking the way it looks. I have been working on it daily, but not a lot accomplished. Well, not exactly daily. I'm missing 2 days. But since today is the 13th and it was a challenge of 10 days, I've obviously made the 10 days. But I'm going to go ahead and go with it until the 15th, so today and tomorrow, and see how much progress I can make. I didn't take that pill last night, and I didn't take it until just a few minutes ago today, and my eyes feel better, and I'm hoping that it's not the pill and that they'll feel better still later. So if it's really, really bothering me and causing that kind of thing, I might have to go back to the doctor and say, is there something else? Because it's interfering with my ability to do the things I need to do or want to do. Okay, so I worked a tiny bit on this. This is Erica Michaels' Winter Berries, and I'm working on Ice Show. And I'm doing it on 13 count Stormy Clouds. Not 13 count, 32 count. And I think it's a Lugana. And there is my progress. So I have some backstitch lines on the feet, and then this snowflakes all over. And I didn't want to work on those snowflakes. I've been kind of discouraged because I keep making mistakes, not getting the crosses to the right hole. I'll go too far or not far enough, and then have to, you know, pull it out and do it again. You know, so it's like 3 stitches forward, 2 stitches back, you know, and it gets very frustrating. Now, she said in the instructions to use 1 ply of this color to do the little laces on the shoes. But there is a backstitch line that's supposed to go here, and nowhere does it say what color that should be. And on the picture, I think maybe it's a black backstitch. I don't know. Could be blue. But I'll just make it whatever color I make it and go from there. So as soon as I finish the rabbits, carrots, and eggs. Finish up with that at the end of the 14th. I am going to switch to working on the Erica Michaels Sewing BrrBerry. So I'll be putting that down. And so I may not be working on this because I'm still trying to do my winter cross stitch camp piece, which is Erica Michaels BrrBerry. And I'm getting frustrated, with getting so little work done, but I wanted to do this one, but I'm going to have to either get a different count, a higher count fabric, or do 1/1, and I don't know. I haven't decided yet, so I'm working on this one. Now, I like them both, but I just love the little buttons. It's basically the same guy, He's got a bird on his head and all that. It's just, there's another bird here and another bird on this other side, just like this one has a bird here. It's just slightly different. And these are more like snowflakes. And then there's like a grid line put in. These are swirlies, and they're much more difficult for me to do. So I did one length of thread of that, and then I did the cardinal. He has a little beak. I haven't put that on yet. And then the hat. Now that's not very far on the hat, and I was like, I don't think I'd gone over with that. Maybe I did. Put in his little eyes. I might have carried it on those eyes, and normally it doesn't show through, but if that shows through, I'm going to have to take it out and do it separately. So anyway, that's my progress. I haven't gotten very far. Those go down over here, and then they go down over here. So there's a lot of those little swirlies. So I probably will not finish this in this month, but I can keep trying. I can keep plugging away at it. We'll see. That is all of my cross stitch, which isn't a whole heck of a lot, is it? I wanted to do some more work on that little heart project, but if I can't even do 32 count, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that one. And I've been pulling over a light and, and stuff, so I don't know. So the other thing, I did very, very little work, but I did try to do some of this. This cut off the very last row, so that's more what it looks like. Yeah, so I think I'm down to like here in doing the rows, which it's not like it's particularly difficult. It's just, I can't really chain piece or anything like that, and my ironing board isn't close to my sewing machine, so I've got these done. So I think it's going to look really cute. And on the pattern, she calls for 2 charm packs, and I used instead of using 2 of the same charm pack, I used a Btty charm pack and this that's blues, and the whole package is just various blue on blue squares. So, you know, you've got ranging from this kind of blue on blue to this kind of blue on blue. So, and I'm hoping that I just get more of a head of steam going on this. I have one row where I've stitched on the sashing, and I just need to stick the other cat on the end, and you know, I have several of them done. It's just I need to do it, but I don't want to do all of the cats at the same time because I don't want to get my stacks mixed up for color. So I've been kind of taking it slow on that. So that is the grand total of the quilting I've done. Not a whole heck of a lot, I know, but I'm just, you know, I'm just wishing I could just, you know, get the momentum going, and it's harder to do that sometimes when you're not feeling good. Okay, so this is my knitting. I didn't state on the quilt pattern, I mean, I showed you the thing, but it's Missouri Star Quilt Company pattern, Itty Bitty Kitty Committee, which I just love the name. But this is a shawl by Casapinka, and I did half of the lace work. I'm not real happy with the way it came out, but I'm not going to take it out. I'm in the process of working on the second. It's just a repeat of this. I'm in the process of that, and I don't know, I just stopped in the middle of the row. I think I had somewhere to go or something to do, and I didn't. Lastly, I have a tiny bit of haul. I found this at Target. And I don't know if I'm going to put a cross stitch on it or not, because it'd have to be small enough for the belly. But it was so cute, I needed to have it. Not that I don't have plenty of finishing things, but I love the subtlety of this little bunny. He's so adorable, and the staining of it is well done. I like wood that is stained rather than painted, so I really like this bunny. My sister liked it too. She bought one too. She also bought an egg. They had an egg and other Easter stuff there in the it's not Dollar Spot, but it's the Spot area there at Target where they always have so many cute things. Used to be mostly $1 or less, and now it's, you know, usually $5. But I think they're good bargains there usually. So anyway, that was the one bit of haul that I have. I just didn't pick it up again. And that's the thing, you know, when you get interrupted or something stops you from doing something when you're thinking you want to do it. Like, I want to sew, and so I come into the living room and my sister's using the table where I sew to do something. And I don't want to disturb her. Excuse me. I don't want to bother her or anything. You know, she has just as much right to use the space. And so, you know, you turn around and go, okay, I'll wait a minute, and then you just never get back to it. or you're in the middle of sewing something and you have to go to an appointment or something, and then you come back and I don't feel like doing that right now, I'll get back to it in a minute, and then you just don't get back to it. And for me, one of the things is, if my son is at home and he is awake and wanting me to watch a TV show with him or something, now I usually cross stitch or something while I'm doing that. I haven't so much lately, but I can't go sew in the other room with him there. And I will stop what I'm doing and go do that and be with him. And it sounds weird to do that, to just, stop sewing and go in there and be with him. But he isn't home a lot, other than when he, wants to sleep, because he's 24, and he has a girlfriend and a lot of friends, and he's always, he's been working and stuff like that, so he's gone a lot. And when he is home and wants to spend time with me, I do it, because there'll be times when that's just not a possibility. And I remember I adopted him. I don't know if I probably did at some point, but those of you who are newer to my channel may not know, but I adopted him. He was in foster care, and I adopted him. He was less than 2.5. And he wasn't dealing real well with the adoption. A lot of kids, they're angry, because they don't have any choice in the matter. And even at 2, he wanted to be with the people he knew, and now he's with a stranger. I knew what was going on, but it's very difficult to explain it to kids. And he wasn't dealing really well with it. So I quit my full-time job, and I had a career at that point, and I quit that and started doing that from home, because that was what was necessary for him. And then I moved from New Mexico here to Arizona so he could grow up near his cousin and his aunt and uncle. Now, my mom and my dad were still in New Mexico, but I felt like his cousins are closer to his age, and I wanted him to have that kind of relationship with them. And so we moved here, and it had other financial challenges. I wasn't as into the community of what I was doing. I was a graphic designer, and so it was much harder to make a living working from home. And so there's been challenges, I'll never regret doing that, because he used to be afraid of everything. He was afraid if I walked out of the room that I wouldn't come back. He was afraid of animals. He was, he was a child full of fear. And he is outgoing and happy and confident, and I can't regret any of that, in spite of whatever financial ramifications from that and all of that. And so now, if he wants to spend time with me, I'm going to take that time. And our kids are only, you blink and they go from 2 to 20. And I I want as much of that time as I can, because one day he's going to get married and have a family, and there won't be time for that. So that makes it hard for me to step away and get back to something I plan to do. And I have been rambling on over not cross stitch, not quilting. But I do like the fact that I can sit and cross stitch with him while we, watch a show together and all that. And that's when he tells me things that are going on in his life, things he's thinking about. So I'm really happy being there with him. I just wish my eyes would work so I could do more cross stitch while I'm doing it. So enough of my soapbox. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week, hopefully with more progress than I have this week. Thanks. Bye.